They haven't played finals for the last 3 seasons, but new coach Gary Kirsten says the Hobart Hurricanes would be foolish if they didn't strive to win the Big Bash League this summer. Last week I caught up with the South African cricket legend before he flew home after spending a week in Tasmania. Gary Kirsten, thank you very much for joining us here on Win News. You're no stranger to our state, are you?
I was in Hobart, I think 20 years ago in a match, a World Series game against New Zealand, I think. So it's great to be back.
How did it all come about that you became coach of the Hurricanes? Did you see it advertised somewhere or did they approach you?
Phoned me up and said, would you be interested to apply for the job? And I said, absolutely. I think I've always had a fascination with Australian cricket.
How hard is it coaching this team from South Africa, which you've been doing for the large part so far?
I think in the world we live in now, there's a lot of travel globally, across cultures. So I think it's a much more comfortable space than it used to be. The only thing is it's quite a long way from Cape Town to Tasmania.
When you talk about strengths and weaknesses, what have you identified?
I got the sense that it seems the bowling's battled a little bit. So we've needed to bolster up the bowling unit, and I think we've got plans around that. But equally at the same time as then not to weaken anything on the batting side.
What sort of coach are you? Can you tell us some of your philosophies?
I always find if you're making the decisions for the team on your own, then the team can only be as good as your decision making. But if you take everyone's intellectual capacity and you throw it into a pot and then you come up with best thinking and then you make a decision around that, I'm a lot more comfortable in that space.
Have you engaged former Hobart Hurricanes coach Damien Wright at all about his time with the team?
I haven't. Maybe a good idea, to be honest with you, but I have connected with him once or twice in other areas.
Have you set any goals at all for your first season in charge?
I think we'd be fools not to try and win. I'd love to win this competition. So we'll have lofty expectations from that perspective.
What about your career as a player for South Africa? Can you pick one highlight for us from your many achievements?
If someone had said to me you'd play one test for your country, it was at one point I would have taken it. And then if someone said you'll get a test 100, I would have taken it. But you just shift your goals as you go along. You ended up playing 10 years, 11 years.
How long would you like to be involved with the Hurricanes? Do you see this as a long-term project for yourself?
I'm on a 2-year contract, so we need some wins along the way to lengthen that. I mean, all things being equal, if the Hurricanes are happy with me and want me to continue, I'll certainly look at that, yeah.
Gary Kirsten, thank you very much for joining us on Win News, and we look forward to seeing you back here in Hobart later this year.
Thank you.